What is up, everybody? Maine Fly Guys here. I'm going to show you 4 variations of Nancy's Prayer. Nancy's Prayers are super common fly used in Maine for imitating caddis, and it was originally developed by Nancy Prey a few decades ago, but Nancy didn't tie the fly. The fly tire was actually given the idea from Nancy Prey. So anyway, I'm going to show you 4 variations. I have, this is a size 12. I like to tie it in size 12s, 14s, and 16s. And each of the 4 variations that I'm going to show you, the abdomen is going to be the same. It is gray squirrel dubbing. And so I basically will go out and hunt gray squirrels, come December. This might be getting a little too technical, but December and November, because their fur is the thickest. Anyway, so I go right to about, so there's an eye length behind, one eye length behind, and then I go back through it with my thread. Gray squirrel dubbing has a tendency to be very slippery. And so what it does is make this very buggy body. If you want to fool around and just sort of pull out any crazy fibers, that's fine. Then the wing is a wood duck breast feather. It's like sort of upper around the neck area. It looks something like this. And you want that feather to extend just past the body. Catch it on top with a few wraps. Just make sure that it's nice and straight. By the way, the thread that I'm using is 14-aught sheer. I really like it for any dry fly. Okay, and then what we're going to do, so now we have our wing tied in nicely. See that nice little caddis wing. Then we're going to put a little bit more wax on. Again, like I said, the gray squirrel dubbing is super slippery, and so you really need that wax. It's important here by the head not to put too much dubbing. It's really easy to build up a really thick head, and we don't want a super thick head, but we do want a buggy look to it. And I'll just kind of brush it back. There we are. So now we have sort of a continuous buggy body, and this is the original Nancy's Prayer. Super simple, but super effective. So that's the original. Pretty great fly, great for salmon. Was made initially for salmon on the Penobscot in Maine. That's where the river that this pattern originates from. Okay, so the next style, what I like about this fly especially is that it's really quick. So you can tie a whole lot of them, and it's not too hard. So if you're looking to get into the fly tying world, this is a great fly to learn on. The next is a shucked caddis. It's essentially imitating a caddis that is hatching or is about to hatch but is stuck. This is antron. It's basically clear yellowish, but this is just a synthetic. It's like basically like plastic. What I do is tie it in and then make a little loop. So I'll make a little loop. Boom. Get that loop nice and secured. Trim off the excess. That's a shout out to Davey McPhail or McFeel. And then the rest of the fly, after you lock it in nice and secure, the rest of the fly is exactly the same as what we just did. So I'm going to speed this up so you don't have to watch the same exact steps again. Alright, our next style is more of a dry fly style. Again, the beginning section is the same. So I'm going to speed this up so that you don't want to see the same thing, but I'm going to show you the end that makes it more of a dry fly. Okay, so here normally we would add in some gray squirrel dubbing to make a buggy head, but to make it float a little bit better, you can add hackle around the head. I like this hackle to be short and stiff, so this is a size 12, but I think this hackle is a size 18 or 16. It's short, so I like it to be short and stiff, and you typically are only going to get a few turns, which is great. You really want maybe 3-4 turns. There's 3 turns for me, 3.5 I guess. And this style is very, very common when adults are sitting or bouncing on the water. You'll get this to be a really, really common pattern. Ooh, there is our dry fly. You know, it'll just sit up in the water a little bit more than compared to the other one. So there's our dry fly form. And then our final form, again, the same start to the pattern. So I'm going to speed up the start of the pattern. Okay. You may have noticed I used 2 feathers on that. If you want a thicker wing, you can certainly use 2 feathers, although not really necessary. But okay, so here I have a shoulder feather from a grouse, and we're going to turn this into a soft hackle fly. The soft hackle is such an underused fly that should be used frequently. Very, very frequently, but it's not. So this turns it into more of a swinging fly, where now you would typically not be dead drifting this pattern, but instead you would be swinging it in the current. So this would imitate sort of another emerger, if you will, another emerging fly, or maybe a fly that is stuck and needs help emerging. Build up our head there. So I like this pattern a lot. I think it's really buggy looking. And it has a really good look to it in the water. So again, this is a caddis pattern for trout and salmon. It was made for the West Branch, but you know, you can use it wherever. Pretty much anywhere caddis exists. So that is our wet fly version. A really nice looking fly. And those are our 4 variations. So, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. If you'd like to buy one of these flies, please reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, email, and we can certainly tie you up a batch. So, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope to see you soon.